What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for tuning in. We will get started here in a minute. I just want to make sure it is coming in live on my feed. As you jump in, say hello just so I can make sure. Oops, hold on, here it comes right now. That's good. We know it's working. That's the good news. I'll be able to see the comments, which is awesome. So, for those I don't know yet, my name is DJ Barton, and a lot of you are on my public page on Facebook. I got some people on TikTok, and we are streaming in another group on Facebook as well to my community. And what I decided to do this year was I wanted to add value. I wanted to make an impact in a lot of people's lives. And because that's what people have done for me over the last 26 years in my business career, in my personal life as well. And, for those I don't know, I actually started my first business when I was 18, and I'm 45 next month. And so, as you can imagine, I've been through a lot of wins, and I don't call them losses, I call them lessons. And, things that worked really well, things that didn't work really well, we learned along the way. And what I wanted to do is take this year and take this community and add value. I don't want to pitch any of my product, services, or opportunity, but I do want to share with you what I've been able to do in my businesses that could correlate to your businesses. It doesn't matter if you're in, real estate or mortgage or financial planners or CPAs or attorneys or insurance or a consultant or affiliate marketing or network marketing or direct sales. There's so many ways that you can make money, but I'm sure you would agree a lot of people right now are starting side hustles. They're looking for other ways of making money. They want to start their own business. And so a lot of people don't know where to start. And I've been very fortunate over my career to be trained by some of the best in mindset, in vision, and understanding psychology and what it takes to win in business, but also the day-to-day operations, the DMO, daily method of operation. And so what I plan on doing is every Wednesday at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, come on here. It might be a 10-minute training. It might be a 30-minute training or an hour-minute training. But the nice thing is this will live in the page. And if you ever feel there's a lot of value here and you think other people could benefit from it, make sure that you invite them to follow the page, because this is all it is value add. And so today I'm going to start off our first topic of doing it this year around what I call a DMO, a daily method of operation. I've always had the motivation to go make money, go create freedom. That's why I didn't want to ever have a job, is I'm very, very motivated by freedom. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, and maybe yourself, would be interested in having a business, but you don't really know what to do on a daily basis. You don't have the disciplines. You don't have the accountability, because what I've learned is the greatest thing about being self-employed is you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. And the worst thing about being self-employed is you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. A lot of times people become a way too cool of a boss just a little too soon. And what it takes is discipline. It's interesting because I had a gentleman ask me the other day privately in my Facebook feed, or message rather. He said, what does it really take to win in business? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, I listened to all the gurus out there, the Tony Robbins, the Zig Ziglars, the Kiyosaki's, and all the mainstreamers. But what does it really take? And I'm like, well, I listen to a lot of those guys, and they say the right things for sure. And I believe everything they teach is 100% accurate. But if you dumb it down even a couple other layers, what it takes is doing the mundane, the same thing over and over and over again on a daily basis, and being consistent and keeping the main thing, keeping it very simple. A lot of times, the more that you learn about your business, your product, your service, your opportunity, we feel as the more knowledge we gain, the more we have to share. And the truth of the matter is that's not the case. The truth of the matter is keep the basics, the fundamentals. Whenever you look at sports teams, they keep the main thing, the fundamentals. The more knowledge you have is just more power in your posture, in your conversations. That's all it is. So the more knowledge you have, the more belief you have, the more confidence you have, the more passion you have, the more conviction you have, and that will come through your words and your message, but you want to keep it the main thing. So mundane, over and over and over again. And everything I'm about to share with you, and you might want to grab a notepad, and if you're watching this live, what you can do is help me take notes in the comments for other people. Because I see some other folks on here, Ben and Dee, hope you guys are doing amazing. And there's going to be a lot more people, obviously, that watch this on the replay. You can share this in your private communities. But everything that I'm going to cover is equally important. I want you to look at it as if you're orchestrating a band. You have every instrument out there. They all play their part. They all play their position. All right. Now, yes, you are going to want a time block on a daily basis. What I encourage people to do is on Sunday nights, look at your week and look when you have your 9 to 5, look when you have your church events, look at when you have your sporting events, your fun things, but put your business as equal priority as your 9 to 5 job if you're working a side hustle, because eventually that can replace your 9 to 5. All right. So Ray Higdon taught me something the other day that really stuck out to me. And he's one of my mentors that I follow. He said there's a difference between time management and activity management. What does that mean? There's a lot of people that say, I block off an hour a day for my business. I'm like, okay, what do you do with that hour a day? Well, I post content. I like and comment on other people's stuff, but then I end up getting caught in the scroll. And I start looking at cat videos and sponsored ads and other entertaining videos on TikTok. And you could get what's called in the scroll hole really quick. And you might send 2 or 3 messages, post something, get caught in a scroll hole for 35 to 40 minutes, post 1 or 2 more things, and there's your hour. Well, if we're being honest with each other, that's really not an hour's worth of work. You just numbed yourself for an hour and took 5 minutes to actually do your work. He said what's key is activity goals. In fact, I have my activity goals right here. You can see these here. And I block off time on a daily basis, but I also focus on my activity goals. So it's about prospecting, follow-up, engaging, adding value. And so I'm going to go over that today. Is you don't want to have a time management goal. You want to have an activity goal every single day before you go to bed. That's one of the most important things that I've learned in my career when it comes to happen, when we do that stuff. So you have to match one of my coaches said this morning, and I want to share with you, then I'm going to dive in. But you have to match the level of activity on a daily basis to align with your financial goals in business. So if your financial goals is 6 figures a year, but you're putting in a 4-figure year daily work ethic, you're never going to get there. If your goal is to make over $1 million a year, but you're putting $100,000 worth of effort in, well, you're never going to get to that 7-figure lifestyle. So you have to align your daily activities with your business and financial goals. So the bigger the goals, bigger the activity. And it's a discipline. What's easy not to do is also easy to do. It's one of the same. It takes the same amount of effort. And at the end of the day, you're either going to keep what you always have had, or you're going to do some things different to get things you've never had in your life. So there's 4 topics, actually 5 topics I want you to write down. So if you want to put this in the comments, feel free. But one of the topics that I do every single day is follow-up. Now, follow-up, I do pre-follow-up before I ask if somebody's open to taking a look at what my offer is. But then I have post follow-up. So there's 2 in there, which I'll talk about. And the 2 follow-ups is people that have not seen my offer, and then some people that have seen my offer but haven't given me a decision, a yes or a no. All right. So I'm going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about prospecting. And I'm going to give you guys some ideas on where I prospect. And prospecting, I don't know if I like the word, but it's where I go connect with like-minded people. It's recruiting. See, a lot of people get weird when we talk about recruiting, but guess what? If you're in real estate and you're building a real estate team, you're a recruiter. If you're in insurance, I have friends that are insurance, they're recruiting an insurance team. If you're in professional sports, they're always recruiting. In fact, the Vikings need to recruit a new quarterback, in my professional opinion, right? But no matter what you're doing in business, you're always trying to recruit better quality people to have a better quality business. So don't look at recruiting as a negative, and especially if you believe in what you do, it doesn't matter. Recruiting is second nature to me because I'm very passionate about my businesses. I don't have one income stream. I have multiple businesses and layers, but I'm always recruiting, trying to find better talent that can increase revenue. That's a given. All right, so we're going to talk about marketing today. That's the third topic. I love marketing. And by the way, right now we live in what's called a marketer's dream. And it's you with social media, with TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube Shorts, free marketing. You can be seen all over the world. I'll talk about that. And then, of course, you want to expand and engage with your network, okay? It's not just take. It's about give. And then outside of that, there's things I do that I'll talk about here at the end. But I'm going to start right now with what I do with expanding and engaging my network. I like starting there first. And I'll kind of, what I want you to understand is when I do a DMO, a daily method of operation, I look at a DMO as a funnel. Now, it's an organic funnel, okay? But everything feeds itself, okay? Let me give you an example, and this will live in here. So if I talk too fast for you and you're trying to take notes, you can pause and rewind and slow it down on the replay. However, but every morning when it comes to expanding and engaging my network, I wish everybody happy birthday put on the wall where everybody else does. I go in their DM and do it privately. It's more meaningful. And plus, you stand out. There's a method for that. I'll come back to it. The other thing I do is I comment on 10 people's posts on my newsfeed every day. Why? I want to engage on what they're posting, especially if I like it. All right. I'm not going to just engage to engage. I engage on things that interest me. But also, eventually, if I ever reach out to that person, have a conversation, they see my name embedded in their subconscious. So it's not a cold, awkward, weird conversation. All right. So I comment on 10 people's posts a day. I go into people's stories and I comment and engage 5 to 10 stories a day. Why? Because again, I want to compliment them for creating content. But 2, I want them to see my name, brand recognition. And 3, I end up in their private message in their DM, where eventually when the timing is right, I can start a conversation with them. All right. That's the other thing I like to do when it comes to expand engaging my network. And then I'll go on a couple reels, 3 to 5 reels a day, and find some empowering, educating, or entertaining reels, and I'll engage on those as well. And then that's what I do. And then I will connect with 5 new people a day, whether it's suggested friends or in groups where I see a lot of people adding tremendous amount of value, or with new followers that come on board and things like that. So that's the expand and engaging my network. Every day I do that. You'll never run out of people to talk to about your product, service, or opportunity. But all of that is equally important as what I'm about to share with you next, because there's something called algorithms, and nobody can truly understand them. All I know is if I go engage 5 to 10 minutes before I do a post or a reel or a live, and then I engage 5 to 10 minutes afterwards, and then if I engage with all the people that are liking and commenting on my videos and content, guess what? The algorithms tell Facebook that, hey, this content is being engaged in quite a bit. Let's go show it to more people, because less than 5% of the people actually see your content. I know you think everybody sees it, but if you have 3,000 followers, maybe 150 people are actually going to see what you're posting. So you got to shake up the algorithms a little bit. But let's go to my second favorite part, which is marketing. I love marketing. Now, I want you to understand this. So every day, well, not every day, 6 days a week, because I take Sundays off to regroup. But I always do a reel. Every single day I do a reel. Now, I want you to understand, drop a 1 in the comments if you understand what fishing is. Fishing is when you catch fish. That's marketing. You're putting things out there and you hope someone or a fish bites the hook. Well, think of a reel as you're reeling people in to your community that don't already follow you, because that goes to the public as long as your settings are set to the public. And what's great about that is now you can get strangers to come into your web as long as you're adding value. A good friend of mine, John, talks about, it's got to be entertaining, it's got to be educational, it's got to be empowering, it's got to be shareable, it's got to be likable content. I rarely, if ever, pitch my product on social media. I always do my best to add value. And I have a posting schedule, and I'm going to give it to you in a minute. All right. I make at least 5 clips in my stories every day. Why? Because the reels bring new followers in, and then the stories will keep them entertained and on your profile. But then I also post once a day on my wall, maybe very rarely twice a day. If I do it twice a day, I do it at least 6 to 8 hours apart because I don't want my posts competing with each other. All right. And that's what I do. And then I mumble different things in my stories or curiosity throughout the week as well. I love marketing because eventually marketing leads come to you. Now, you can't just rely on marketing. Okay. I also do prospecting, which is developing conversations to create relationships and ask if they're open to taking a look at what our offer is. Okay. Now, who to prospect? There's so many ways you can prospect. People that are engaging on your posts, like, shares, comments. That's easy. People that are watching your stories. I don't know if you know this, but you can swipe up in your stories and you can see who's looking at your stories. Go start a conversation with them. Don't pitch them about your product, service, or opportunity, but go have a conversation with them. And eventually, when it feels right, you pop the question. That's as simple as it gets. And then people that are customers of yours, people that are friends of yours, people that are followers, all my new followers I connect with. Do you know how many people follow people? I follow stuff. And I never get a message from the person I'm following. But I could go, hey, Ben, I know we don't know each other. I saw you started following me. I appreciate the love and support. If there's anything I can do to add value to you, let me know. What encouraged you to take a look at my profile? Right? You're just starting a conversation. And a lot of people say that you're empowering, you're funny, you're entertaining, you're real, you're authentic. I love watching you. I love how you talk about your spouse. And I always say thank you for that. Whatever I can do to make this year better than last, don't hesitate to reach out. If I can open up my database and help you get connected to hit your goals this year, let me know. Have a great day. I don't pitch them. That's all I do. I let them sit and marinate. We'll talk about my tracking system later. All right. And so there, you can go into Facebook groups. There's so many Jedi ways to recruit in Facebook groups. In fact, I'll do a specific training just on that. There's hashtags. Oh my goodness, those are great. Facebook pages are great. Other people's sponsored ads are great. Followers of followers are great. Your followers on Instagram, people you're following on Instagram. There's so many ways that you can find your perfect avatar. If you're in health, wellness, travel, real estate, mortgage, it doesn't matter. I can literally show you how to fill up your inbox every single day and never run out of leads with the things that we can train you by peeling this layer back of the DMO. All right. And the last thing is the follow-up. Now, a couple things. I do pre-follow-up. So anytime somebody responds back to me about a birthday message or a follow-up message or any type of engagement, I put them on a spreadsheet. And I just track what they're doing, see how they're doing. I go look at their profile. I look at their social equity. I go see what they have going on in their life. And I just follow them to see if there's somebody that I could ever align with. Or I could fill a void in their life. And I'll pop the question. But I don't do it right away. It might be 2 to 4 days. It could be a week later. I definitely do not sound spammy-tammy whatsoever. And I'll do pre-follow-up, okay? So, for example, let me give you a real example. If I wish somebody is a new follower and they follow me and say, hey, I just followed you because you're inspirational, you're positive, you're motivating, whatever the case may be. I'll say, hey, you know what, Don? I appreciate that. If there's anything that I can do to make this year better than last by connecting you within my community to somebody that could benefit you, let me know. I love helping people crush their goals. And then what I'll do is I'll put Don Smith or Joe Smith or whatever on a spreadsheet. That's my pre-follow-up. And I can show you my spreadsheet at a different time. And then 2 to 4 days later, I'll go pop the question. If it's somebody I see a benefit of connecting with, to ask if they're open to taking a look at my product, service, or opportunity. Now, the second type of follow-up I do is people that I've already shown the business to that I'm in or businesses that I do. and then I'll follow up and collect a decision. And I actually have a very detailed follow-up system that I do. I do a 24 to 48 hour follow-up. I do a 4-day, a 15, 30, 60, 90, 120 day, all the way out to 6 months and beyond. My mentor Ray said he follows up with people till either A, they're in his business, or they're in the obituaries, one or the other. All right. But we can do a whole training on that alone. So today was designed for you to go, okay, what do I need to do every single day to grow my business? Now I spend literally 60, max 90 minutes a day of everything that I went over. It's very overwhelming, I'm sure. If you want, you can send me a private message and I'll actually send you my tracker. I actually have a tracker on my screen over here. I don't want to miss anything. But literally everything I do is very systematic. And here's why. When it comes to expanding and engaging my network, I want them to see me. I want to be seen, all eyes on me. Okay. If they're not looking at me, they're looking at maybe you or somebody else. Okay. A friend of mine, Danelle Delgado, said all eyes on me. And that just triggered something that I always have to keep attention on what I have going on, what I'm focused on, so we can help them grow their business, so we can help them and help us at the same time. And if they're not looking at you, they're looking at somebody else. So you're engaging so you can get engagement. You're warming up the algorithms. Okay. It's a reciprocal. It's a two-way street. And then every day I post content in the morning, a static post. In the afternoon, I do a reel. And every day, 6 days a week, I do that. And then I'll go engage on stories. I'll go engage on other people's comments, because that's part of the marketing. Because if you're not engaging, no one's going to see your content. And if you're not posting content, no one's going to see what you have going on. So you have to stay front of mind. But all of the engaging I do, all of the content creation I do, allows me to do pre-follow-up to get them to take a look at prospect and pop the question, and then follow up with everybody on the back end that had said, yes, I'll take a look at your product, service, or opportunity. But if you miss one ingredient out of everything I just shared with you, guess what? It doesn't work. You have to do it all. And it sounds overwhelming if you're brand new and you're just starting a business, but I assure you, once you do this for 21 days starts a habit. That's just how it is. 21 days starts a habit. So do this for 21 days. I challenge you to do this. Now, what do you post? Let's talk about that for a minute. I'm just going to give you my posting schedule. First of all, I'm going to give you a generic one, and then I'm going to give you mine. So that way you're not one-dimensional. And if you'll notice, I don't pitch anything I do in my posting schedule. Now, I will post testimonials and success stories in my stories of people winning with me personally, okay? And people do reach out. That's called attraction marketing curiosity, which we'll talk about in a different training. But, you want to have a daily posting schedule. For example, here's a generic one for 7 days a week. You could post one day about faith, one day about family, one day about fun, which could be anything for you. Friendship is the next day, finance, and then fitness. And you could literally go Google those topics. You could, I love what Ray Higdon taught me very on. He said ILT, invest, learn, teach. Invest your time, energy, and money, learn something, and go teach it. So for example, hopefully you're learning something right now. You could take the 5 bullet points that you've learned and go teach it on a reel in 60 seconds or less. You could say what it takes to be successful if you are starting a business today. Like that could be words on a reel, and then you point to the topics that I just covered, and for more details, send me a DM. That's literally a reel that you could do just like that. Or you could break down a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live or go live on TikTok and break down and regurgitate what you heard from this. That's investing your time and learning it and going to teach it. Don't be greedy with your knowledge. That's what we do. And so understand something. That's very, very, very powerful tool. So faith, family, fun, friendship, finance, and fitness. Now, what I do is different. Give you another idea. I gear it all around the 3 E's: education, entertainment, and empowerment. So Mondays, I post about entrepreneurship, mindset, and motivation. Tuesdays, I post about lead generation, branding, attraction marketing, social media, online marketing, curiosity posts, things like that. Give a nugget of some sort. Wednesdays, I do success stories. Today, I posted a story about a great friend of mine in a business that has nothing to do with me. and I celebrated them. I have no financial gain. I find stories every single week from hearing about what people are doing in my community, whether they work with me or not, and I celebrate them every single Wednesday. All right, that's what I do, success stories and shout outs. On Thursdays, I talk about travel, fun, and lifestyle. Why? Because I love travel. I love having fun, and everybody deserves a nice quality lifestyle. Why are you working so hard? Why not talk about the things that you want out of your travel life or your fun or your lifestyle, or showcase it, what you're doing? Because listen, with the world that we live in today, more so than ever, more people are working from home than ever, even if you have a corporate job, and you can work from anywhere around the world. Why not travel? Why not go see things, check things off your bucket list? Time is the new rich. Experiences are way more valuable than the house you live in or the car you drive. And then Fridays, I talk about fitness, health and wealth. I can't even say it, health and wealth. And I mix them all up, okay? Because I believe wealth is very important when it comes to money, but it's equally important to be healthy. I'm not the most healthiest person on the planet. A good friend of mine, Travis, back in 2021, I reached out to him. I hit a peak in my life where I weighed more than I ever thought I would. And I reached out to him. I said, hey, I'm ready. He's like, ready for what? I'm ready for a change. And I said, I will pay you, put me on a 90-day schedule on my eating and my workouts. I will do exactly what you tell me, because when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And I did it. And I went from, just over 250 pounds to 206.5 in 90 days. And I've maintained most of it off, right? I'm about 215 is where I keep it right now. And I'm okay with it, but I'm going on another run here, which I'll talk about on a different video here, maybe on Friday. But I'm going to do a fun little challenge. I'll just tell you this. I'm going to do that. If you've heard of that 75 hard challenge, you can YouTube it, you can Google it. But I'm going to do that starting February 6th to April 22nd. And then I'm going to reward myself and go to Mexico for 5 days. And so I'm going to put a little Facebook group together, and whoever has always had the desire of eating better. I'm not a health coach. I'm not going to tell you how to do your health, but the rules are the rules. You can Google them. If you want to participate, great. If not, that's fine. But I'm going to put a small group together for accountability more so than anything, cheering each other on. And then we're going to go celebrate in Mexico. So that's something I'm excited about doing. And I'm going to talk about that on Friday. So anyways, those are my posting schedule. Now I did go to do a training. I'll give you a bonus one. Stormy, who's a big time affiliate or network marketer. Her posting schedule is the abbreviations of HEEM, HEEM. It stands for humility, educate, entertain, and mindset or / motivate. And so the more you post and not talk about your product, service, or opportunity, the more people you will get to follow and buy what you're selling later. That's a nugget, okay? So stick to it. It'll get paid off. Now, if you're brand new and you've never done social media marketing or branding or scaling and growing your business, don't worry about it. Listen, over a year ago, either had I. Guess how many reels I did before 2022 on Facebook? Close your eyes for a minute. That's how many I've done. Okay. I had 1,000 followers on Facebook, not including my friends, but I made a decision on December 4th or January 4th of 2022 to do a reel at least 6 days a week. And guess what? We did 315 reels, and we went from 1,000 followers to 8,500 followers. A couple dropped off. I think we're at 84 something now. And it all became from the reels, but now I've got over 8,000 new, 7,400 new people actually looking at what we do, getting entertained, educating, adding value, the things that we do. All right. So here's the deal. Number one, if you want a copy of my DMO, let me know. It's not mine. I borrow it from other of my friends in my industry, and I just loved it. And I use it. Now, if you thought this was valuable, you can see on the ticker. Some of you are already following me on my public page on Facebook. You can search The Real DJ Barton. That's where I am. But for those of you that are not on Facebook with me yet, are not following me, I'm going to be doing these once a week streams, and I'm going to peel back the layer of my DMO and take one topic. And some of it might, because prospecting or recruiting is so detailed because there's so many places. That could be 5 topics alone of where to go find people, but not just where to find your perfect avatar, but what do you say to them without sounding salesy and pushy? I'm going to teach you that no matter what business you're in. I'm going to teach you the psychology of the follow-up to where you don't do it too soon or too far out so you're not forgotten, but you don't sound needy and sleazy. All right. There's a transition there that's very, very important that you're going to want to know about. I'm going to teach with you some of the stuff I do on marketing, and I'm by far not the best at marketing. I'm just having fun with it. Keyword, having fun with it. And it's entertaining other people, but it's also entertaining me too. And I'll talk about how you can expand and engage your network. And the bonus thing I wanted to mention is, what do I do outside of that hour to 90 minutes? As I always start the morning with gratitude. Got my gratitude right here. All right. You got to speak about what you want. I do 30 days or 30 minutes of audio personal development every day. Why? One, I grow as an individual, but two, I come up with content with ILT to talk to you about. And I always do a workout at least 6 days, but I'm going to 7 days a week, 30 minutes or less. And then I always my goal is to connect with one or two people every single day and have a meaningful conversation, not about business, just connecting with people and just seeing how they're doing. So those are things I do outside of the tracker. That's just things I like to do, is connect with friends and re-engage with old connections. And so I appreciate you for tuning in. I hope this gave you a tremendous amount of value. If it did, share it. Invite some people to it. They'll get equally as value. Tag some people. You can share this link in your private groups if you are allowed to. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you next week.